someplace back in this mass of green that is actually a lot of Nandina domestica that serves as, I guess, the backdrop against the fence for the backyard. There is, it must be where it is, a cardinal's nest, because this morning there have been cardinals flitting in and out of this area, and it's really been magical to see. So I think the nest is back in there. Maybe with a little bit of luck, we'll be able to see the mama or the daddy. I think I must have multiple cardinal nests back in here. It is right behind this mass of Annabelle hydrangeas. This started out as a tiny little hydrangea that my friend Linda Kavanaugh gave me. And it's very, very reliable, blooms on new wood. It is a hydrangea arborescens, and it's really very vigorous. If any of you follow Gina at GNC on Instagram, she grows them like no one else I've ever known. Absolutely fabulous. And I would say in about a month, there's always the dilemma on, do I cut this hydrangea back hard, because it begins to obscure the garden bench. The other thing I always debate is whether or not to pull out all of this larkspur that is right in front of the garden bench. So it's not in a very practical spot, but it does make the entire area look very cottagey and really pretty. Now I think I'm going to start, I've got a huge, I guess another backdrop plant. It is just mammoth. These oak leaf hydrangeas came from a previous home that we lived in, and the blossoms really are mammoth. Some of them are over a foot long in their mature state, and they dry beautifully. And in the foreground of that is this gorgeous, I believe it's All That Glitters viburnum. And when I first planted it, it didn't put out very many blossoms or flower heads. But now it has matured and it puts out these gorgeous white blossoms, but really they're secondary because these turn into fabulous navy blue berries later in the season that the birds like. And you can see that I've kind of pruned through it a little bit so it has more of that tree-like effect than just a large shrub. I am going to do, it's one of the most frequently asked questions, how do I limb up shrubs to make them look like small trees and open them up? And I think it's crucial to do that in a small garden where it is easy for it to look overgrown and lack a certain kind of airiness that I think is important, and also provide some negative space. So I'm going to do, on a day when it is not so wet and a little bit warmer because it's very cool this morning, I'm going to show how I have limbed up several different kinds of plants, from winged euonymus to my viburnum to some sunshine loropetalum, different kinds of viburnums, even my weigela a little bit, and you'll see how it opens up the space and also provides real estate underneath for other plants to grow. I'm a little bit disappointed in my mop head hydrangeas that are over in here because they are not really putting on many buds. I think once again they got nipped either early on or later in the season. Plus it's just getting too shady back there, and I'm going to have to rethink how I provide light and how I'm growing some of my hydrangeas. The hanging baskets with my angel wing begonias, I overwintered those in the greenhouse, and they really have now been out long enough that they are starting to fill out and do what they're supposed to do, which is just to be opulent and overflowing with pink blooms. Well, I'm just talking here in hopes that my cardinals will come back. It seems like they're always there. They'll sometimes, it's so cute, you guys, they'll sometimes just perch on top of these boxwood standards, these boxwood topiary, looking like I had intentionally staged them there. Which, of course, I did not. Mother Nature did that. But maybe later today, I'll just make sure to have my camera with me at all times, so hopefully I can get a shot of those cardinals. They have just been resplendent this spring. So there's my little cardinal installment, wannabe sighting, for this rainy day Monday. Rainy day Mondays always get me down, but sometimes not. Hope you're having a good one.